George Foreman with new 18 years, and Holyfield, the undisputed cruiserweight champion. There we go.
I noticed, Dick, that both men are pretty dry. They didn't really
Punches, wear George down. He felt if he could get George past the 34 cross defense, would like nothing. He wants to be a target, but an elusive target.
the fight, because of course the whole game plan for Evander Holyfield is to win.
And put him away.
George reached it with a couple of stiff jabs. Crowd got excited. Evander comes back with a left-right. Left hook to the
field, moving, hitting, and he's hitting hard. George here in the first round.
Another left hook by Evander Holyfield.
George tries to launch that right hand.
Back of the head, and I don't think Evander really was hurt by it. But George certainly is bringing that right hand now. The pace
hitting, slipping, and sliding. 10 seconds remaining in round one.
So far, Evander is following the guns in a few clubbing rights, but he's out punching George approximately. George misses with a hook to the body, then lands one
into the game plan. George with a left hook and a right hand.
I think they were both partially blocked, Dick. Holyfield working away with the left hand, staying out of reach, countering with the right.
Holyfield countered very nicely with the right hand, overhand.
Right by Evander Holyfield. He's doing exactly what he wanted to do, and
lands a left. Holyfield on the ropes.
George clipped. The crowd is very excited. Good left by George. In his legs, but a few more right hands like that might take it out. Another right hand, but it was a glance.
As Holyfield fights back.
George steps. Nice right hand, but
Holyfield comes out firing. Left-right combination. George tried to hammer that right hand.
Yeah, that Holyfield's a little bit too sharp to get tagged by that, and George just missed again.
Jabs from Holyfield. Foreman trying to cut off the ring. Laterally, back and forth. There's a left from Foreman.
Evander Holyfield has felt the power.
Originally, it was...
if Evander Holyfield loses tonight, it won't be because he's too small. It'll be because George is a better fighter. A few counters as he comes in.
Well, it's thought, Nigel, that if it goes past...
His arms do seem to be getting a little heavy.
Oh, left-right combination. Staggered. Holyfield has staggered Foreman. He's got it going with 10 seconds.
Three-legged rocking in there, but he's fighting back. The last punch was a good left.
Coming on strong in the closing moments.
Here's the replay. Left hook, right hand. Series of punches by Evander, especially the first two. Very good left hook, and another one. The right hand was a little high on the forehead. Seems to be some smoke in the arena that's causing a little disturbance. George seems to have absorbed those punches in the previous round rather well, Dick.
He did. Surprising. And he said for every one punch George throws, I will...
Probably hurts him as much as... Whoa, good right hand by Evander.
Right hand to the side of Foreman.
And George seems to be very stoked.
Foreman tries a combination of his own, and here comes Holyfield with his combination.
He's a little bit shaky.
Very much like the last round. Oh, a midsection shot. Holyfield starts with a jab. Doubling, tripling.
Certainly has the slingshot, and he's winging a lot of stones.
Holyfield.
Oh,
a left uppercut and a right hand.
Keep him up in there, George.
George said it said that a good referee...
There's another one. Of course, he receives two back.
Body and head work from Holyfield.
Very nice combinations. He's ripping them off. You can see how slow George Foreman's hands are. And we'll have to see what Big George says after the fight, of course, but all those combinations have to be mounting up. The accumulative effect has to catch up with him, and that takes Evander out of there. Richie just landed a left hook below the belt, which battles George is putting together a rally here. Some clubbing rights to the head. Evander Holyfield is obviously bothered. But he countered with a nice right hand, and I think it all began with
Holyfield, the undisputed world heavyweight champion.
some heavyweight fights we've seen. There's been a lot of give and take. It hasn't been Phil has had an advantage, but George Foreman's right in there. And there's the good right hand on the replay. And there's another one. The second right hand, and partially nullified the effect. Here it comes again. There's the shoulder and the elbow, the punch. But definitely was a good right hand.
How did you score
He
that?
legitimately hurt Evander the last 30 seconds.
Round 6. Scheduled for
I think a
12.
lot of people are surprised that George is still going this strong, this late. I think he proved some of us so-called experts wrong in that he couldn't keep up a fairly fast pace.
A tremendous right hand from Holt. Great combination. There comes Foreman with a combination of his own.
Left hook by Holyfield on the...
Foreman can absorb punches.
Certainly the two fights that George Foreman has lost previously, he basically lost because he... Right to the head, left hook to the body combination by Holyfield. Foreman with a glance did any damage. Two heads. Starts to lean and maul.
Moving and hitting. He has to do that.
Another one, and a third one. That was 3 left hooks in a row, and Holyfield did seem to be jarred. George with a 1-2, having a good rally here. Holyfield's trying to fight back to Holyfield though.
Oh, right hand from
Right
Foreman.
hand. Definitely.
Stunned Holyfield.
George is coming on like gangbusters here.
Uppercuts. The overhand right. Holyfield's got to move. He's got to get out of there. And he comes back with a left hook. Is now trying to rip the uppercut inside. He's gone to that in this round. Here comes Holyfield.
Back.
Doubling his left and his right. Scoring heavily.
A series of approximately half a dozen combinations.
Under a minute to go in round 10.
I think Evander is still feeling the effects of that right hand. Holyfield's getting a little sloppy with that right hand. I think the fatigue factor is also catching up. Probably trailing on the scorecards anyway, certainly trailing on our scorecards. And at that point, I give the knockout. And right now, it's George that's on the receiving end.
Some tremendous bombs.
Look at punch with the heavyweights, but that certainly hasn't been true with the other heavyweights he's fought.
That's
So
history.
I think we have to give credit to George. He's going to be dangerous right up until the last 10 seconds because you never know. He's susceptible to blows that wouldn't have landed earlier in the fight.
We have about a minute left in round 11. Here comes Foreman. And back comes Holyfield.
Let him go.
They certainly have surprised me, but for punishment hardly flinching. There was another tremendous right hand from Evander Holyfield. And another one. Better than any expectations.
Get careless.
Oh, another right hand by Evander. Now, I'm surprised that, George Foreman.
Two great human beings. Two very fine athletes.
That's it. Nice. Evander Holyfield. They laughed at George Foreman when he started his comeback, Dick. Nobody's laughing now. George Benton. It's the prudent thing to do. And but he's still putting in enough punches to polish. I think some of these below-the-border punches from George are simply because he can't
great fight.
By a little bit of time. Holyfield is moved.
15 seconds.
The crowd is on their feet here at the convention hall. They've got more than their money. There's the bell. It ends in a hug.
What a great fight. Evander Holyfield.
Great fight out there. You box when you had a box out there, baby.
Foreman just thanking Lou Duva for giving him the
And still, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
Monday, we had a great fight and we got a great decision. I think this is a